And I really do feel like he felt like he was a prisoner to that for a while. I'm not trying to be an armchair psychologist here, it's just I've watched a lot of Nick's.
Nah, you can definitely become a slave to your content, bro. Because you don't know what'll make the audience happy. And what might be making the audience happy might not be making you happy, but at that point, now this is what's paying your bills, this is what's funding your life, this is what's helping the people around you. You really can't. It's hard to just stop not knowing if these are still going to watch or not. Alright, we got us a Penguin Zero video. This is Nikocado Avocado situation is crazy. We saw this right before last stream. Like we saw like the video. Like we didn't see the video, but we saw the picture, like the thumbnail. So let's see.
I went to bed really early. I was just all tuckered out, so I said, "Goodbye, moon," and I snuggled on into bed to catch some Z's. Little did I know that while I slumbered, we'd all been paid a visit by someone very special. And I'm not talking about Santa Claus, but I am talking about another man in a red shirt. Nikocado Avocado. I woke up this morning in a different timeline. I think we shifted back to the Berenstain Bears universe and left the Berenstain Bears universe behind.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life.
That shit is crazy.
So I am the villain because I've made myself one.
This moment right here
That
is
shit is
this
so
generation's I am your father. This is up there with the Darth Vader identity reveal. Perhaps one of the most unexpected things I've seen in quite some time. When I was watching this,
like literally, I wish I could grab. I probably can grab my initial reaction. Let me see. What the fuck?
Welcome to Nikocado 2. This is and I hope.
What the fuck? Hey man, you know, I don't want to get too like demonetized and shit. Baji gonna have to probably cut that out, but yeah, that was my initial reaction, bro. Shit was crazy.
I let out an audible whoa. Like I couldn't help myself. My body responded without any other part of me having say-so over it. My body itself, my soul, was shocked when he took the mask off there. So he gives like a villain monologue that sounds like it's out of the Fallout universe, talking about how he's 2 steps ahead because he had played the villain for so long now.
Today I woke up from a very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and boring.
Losing 250 pounds is an unbelievable feat that's nothing shy of extraordinary. And he mentions how even yesterday, YouTubers and many other people were calling him
literally
sad, fat.
Yo, it's so crazy because there literally was a video. There literally was a video that dropped literally the day before he dropped that, calling him fat.
Depressing, sick, and all of that, and still making videos about him, even while he secretly, over the course of 2 years, had been losing all of that weight. And all the videos that people were talking about were actually videos that Nikocado had filmed 2 years prior and kept drip feeding to the community to keep them either entertained or keep himself fanning the flames of drama for people to latch on to.
Crazy.
It is actually very fascinating. Now, some of you might recall about 4 years ago, Nikocado Avocado and myself had a tiny bit of beef. I'm talking like a Salisbury steak level of beef between us, and we had a bit of a tinkle tussle back and forth pissing contest, and boo! Fact check jump scare. I wanted to double check when all of that took place, so I looked at it. It turns out it was 2021 AD. It was late September, so it's coming up on 3 years, not 4. I was a little off on that. Time moves very weird now. I don't know what happened, but time is moving at a different speed than it used to. After all that drama, I had actually kept up with Nikocado Avocado, occasionally just tuning in to check and see what's going on. I made a video like a year ago on a piece of content that Nick dropped where he actually did talk about a weight loss journey that he was going on, and I've kind of just been cheering him on from the sidelines ever since then, just hoping that he'd follow through on that and just to see where it all goes. So to see this come up was not only extremely surprising, just given how much weight he had lost in a relatively short period of time.
250 pounds is crazy. Like, to lose, that can potentially be 2 whole people off of your body.
I know to a lot of people 2 years, like on the internet terms, that's like ancient history. Things that happened 2 years ago, that might as well be the fucking void century that no one remembers.
Some people was thinking he was using Ozempic because some people were thinking that he lost weight in 7 months because his last video was 7 months prior, when that's not the case. He was losing weight for 2 years. Literally, for 2 years. But niggas is pushing it as Ozempic because he dropped a video and he was fat 7 months ago. It's like how black people when you used to get skinny, they used to blame it on fucking drugs. Oh yeah, she on that shit, that's why she lost so much weight. Da 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 da. Now it's Ozempic. Oh, she lost so much weight. It's Ozempic. Gotta be.
Like, speaking realistically, 2 years to lose 250 pounds, that's a speed run. Those are gold splits.
I haven't made a video for like 2 years, and this is where I'm posting now on this channel. So I hope you consider subscribing if you want. I'm actually posting more next week, so yeah, that would mean a lot to me.
On his second channel, he mentions that it's been 2 years since he's made a video, so you can piece little breadcrumbs together in your head and follow this path here, connecting the dots. He has released videos on all of his channels over the course of 2 years. Quite a few of them. Not to the same frequency that he used to, but he still had a ton of videos that he's releasing over the last 2 years. Videos that were posted 2 weeks ago, or even as recent as 5 days ago, where he is that same weight, were all apparently recorded years ago. And it's not like it's CGI and it's not AI generated content. Nick actually just had a crazy backlog, like the Library of Alexandria for mukbangs, and he just kept going to the vault.
Hey man, niggas' work ethic is crazy, bro. To backlog that much content and just slowly trickle it out while you do something, man. Nigga was probably making millions for 2 years without even having to sit down.
Vault to upload some of that old pre-recorded content as if it was new, and people were none the wiser. I even went through these 2 videos here in particular just to see if I could find like a date somewhere on like his phone, or when he went to the heart attack grill, like maybe like a calendar sticking on a wall, but I didn't see anything. Maybe I missed it. I did kind of go through it like 2x speed, so maybe it like flashed by really quick and I just didn't see it. But I do believe him that these were recorded years ago, because that's the only logical explanation for how he is 250 pounds down right now, yet 5 days ago he has a video at the heart attack grill where he's still like 400 pounds or whatever it was. Dude was playing chess while the rest of us were playing checkers. He played us like a goddamn violin.
It wasn't even checkers. It felt like Connect 4. It felt like shit, something else. Dude, this is probably playing tic-tac-toe for real. He cooked our shit.
And Nick loves the violin. Many of you might not remember this from the Nick expanded universe, the lore, but he was actually an incredible violin player. He was more decorated than like Captain America in terms of accolades when it came to this. Like, in his field of violin, he was a very well-regarded, talented player. And he came out here and just fucking Gangnam styled on us. He really did play us like a sweet melody on that instrument.
It was a long 8 years, wasn't it? It was a long 8 years. And I didn't think that it would have gone this long, but it did. And it was like a bad dream it was like a really bad dream that we were waiting for it to be over. And it's over. It was just a dream.
For a long time, Nick became synonymous with breakdowns on camera. Nick and breakdown went together like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that's something people talked about a lot, but then always talked about how it was always fake for views and drama and controversy. I have always somewhat believed that there was always an element of truth to some of the things Nick was saying. I really do believe that Nick was miserable with what he was doing, but felt like he had to keep doing it because...
Honestly though, like, who wouldn't be miserable? Like, if you really sit there and think about it, you have to eat all this obnoxious ass food to make content, to make money. You're gaining all this weight. It's taking a toll on you, your body, your mental health, your confidence. Bro, like, maybe like the shit might be over exaggerated, but it really might be how he was feeling.
That was his source of income. That was his livelihood. And he was probably very afraid to just stop doing that. Which is completely understandable, because if people are subscribing to watch you eat yourself to death and you stop doing that, they might leave. And now you've got your ass in your asshole and no money being generated anymore because the audience left from you not doing the content they wanted you to be doing. And I really do feel like he felt like he was a prisoner to that for a while. I'm not trying to be an armchair psychologist here, it's just I've watched a lot of Nick's content.
Nah, you can deadass become a slave to your content, bro. Because you don't know what'll make the audience happy, and what might be making the audience happy might not be making you happy. But at that point, now this is what's paying your bills. This is what's funding your life. This is what's helping the people around you. You really can't. It's hard to just stop, not knowing if these niggas are still going to watch or not.
Content, it really does feel like there is a lot of truth to some of the things he has said during these moments. And the way he talks about it here, calling it a bad dream, isn't exactly a glowing review of that time. You know, if someone said that to me, like, hey, Charles, I know we spent 8 years together, but it's kind of just like a bad dream I'm done with, I wouldn't exactly be smiling from ear to ear about that. But now Nick has made some big changes, clearly, and his audience is extremely supportive. They are very receptive to this, cheering him on in a big way, pumping their fist and celebrating this. The video on his main channel about it is exploding. The video on his second channel is exploding. He's made 2 videos and both are popping the fuck off. His community is showing nothing but love and oodles of support for this. And it's what people have said for a long time, that if Nick actually did go through this weight loss journey, it'd probably be extremely good for him. Like, not only health-wise, but like in terms of his channels and like his community. Yeah. It's inspirational. Like, people would love to see that, and I think it's clearly showing here. And it's not like Nick has to stop doing mukbangs just because he loses a lot of weight. And it seems like he is going to continue to do mukbangs because he loves doing them.
Yeah.
We were all just dreaming.
That's a lot of fucking noodles.
Cheers.
Maybe it's just with healthy.
I love being a mukbanger. I love food. I like eating food. And I like being here. So let me know what you think.
Just because he's lost 250 pounds doesn't mean that he's washed and you need to hang the jersey in the rafters and retire his jersey number. You know, like, he can still keep doing mukbangs the same way he was before.
Just not as often.
Now in a healthier place. And like I said last time when he had lost, I think it was like 89 pounds at the time, he seems happier. You know, like, I'm not his therapist. I don't know Nick personally.
Are him and his husband still married? And if they are, you think his husband had lost the weight too? Even if they're probably not together. If they're divorced and then you see your ex pop out skinny as a bitch and you're still fat, even though we gained this weight together doing the mukbangs for your child, I'd fight that nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Yo, I'd fight that nigga, bro. I'd be steaming. Bro, I'd be pissed. Cause what the fuck you mean you dropped 250 pounds and I'm still fat after we was mukbanging together? Hell no, cuh.
But just from what comes across in the content, he seems happier at lower weights. Like, in the content where he weighs less, he actually just seems like a happier person. At least that's the impression I get watching it. So it's really something to celebrate here with what Nick has been able to accomplish. And I really am happy to see that the reception to it has been overwhelmingly positive. It is incredible work. This is an effort that is extremely impressive. I'm also really curious and excited to see what Nick does going forward. Yeah, if he's going to continue to do exclusively mukbangs, or maybe he's going to talk about this weight loss journey that he's secretly went on.
What if he drops like a documentary?
I'd be really interested to see what he did to lose all of that weight so quickly. I think that'd be really interesting content if he talked about it, or showcased, maybe some of the things he was doing for cardio, or if he was doing weight training, what that looked like. I think there'd be really good bangers, if he made content around that as well. While still, of course, having mukbang be the bread and butter, I think it'd be cool now if he would supplement it with things about this weight loss journey, The violin, I think, would be cool to bring back, because if you look at Nick's older videos, he really is like a fucking wizard with that instrument. I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of possibility with where Nick currently is. And it's nothing but positives here. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit. And yeah, that's it.
So, yeah. Great fucking video. Shout out Penguin Zero. Shout out Nikocado, man. You really killed that shit, twin. You really did that. Hey, shout out Penguin Zero. Shout out Nikocado, man.